we are going to understand the data conversion process. Okay, I have already taught you data migration, load and upload everything, but today I'm going to teach you very important called data conversion. So this is Wricef. In every interview they'll ask you either you have worked on any Wricef object or not, or any gap. Okay, so I have already covered workflow. I have taught in the very beginning, report I have taught, interface I have taught, enhancement I taught, form also I have taught, conversion only I have not taught. So today I'm going to cover the conversion. Okay, I know most of you already got job and you are working, but I what I'll generally request you, no, at least try to master your skill in this combination. Okay, at least, because in big implementation projects they expect at least from the candidate at least one area. So all this falls under R2R area. Okay, these are the part of the R2R area. So in R2R area, at least you be very good in the GL. GL means not just GL master creation, but like your basic configuration.
Sir, your
Enterprise
screen is not shared.
screen is not share. Okay, let me. I'm sharing the screen. People are not able to see.
Yes, sir, we can see the screen.
Uh,
Now we can see, sir.
okay, so these are the some combination in interview. Even I know you people have already attended interview, but they mostly they're asking in which area you are good. Okay, so at least tell that I'm good in GL. When you say GL, it's like basic enterprise structure and all the basic structure setup. With data migration, whoever is working in the GL, he will be migrating the GL balances, GL open items and GL master. So these are three data objects generally a GL guy will take care. Okay, then another very deadly combination and very huge in demand called asset accounting. Okay, configuration as well as if you know the basic of project system, and if you know little knowledge about IM and PM module, little basic integration, that will be added advantage. But at least know asset accounting with basic PM, sorry, PS module and data migration, asset data migration. This is another very deadly combination, highly demand in the market. Okay, then another AP, account payable with banking. When I say here banking, it means that your uh, FBZP setup, your DME, your basic IDUC, your EBS, this part I'm talking about. Okay, I'm not talking about FSCM or treasury. Okay, if banking is in very huge scope, then it will be handled by the FSCM team. If it is only just payment part, then it will be handled by the AP. Okay, and whoever is handling AP will handle banking also, and for him data migration object will be AP open items. Okay, so this is another deadly combination. You can tell I'm expert in this three area. Then AR, generally the guy who is handling AP, same person will handle AR also mostly. So in AR will be there. Then credit management. Okay, this credit management sometime will be handled by the SD consultant, sometime it will also be handled by the your FSCM consultant. Then COPA. Okay, sometime what happen, uh, controlling won't be in full fledged, but COPA only will be implemented. So that time also that AR guy can handle the COPA also, along with the AR open item GL migration. Okay, sorry, AR open item data migration. So these are the some combination you can tell I'm good in, at least in one combination. Okay, and I will recommend personally go for this one. This is in huge demand. Okay, asset accounting with basic project system and asset data migration. This is in huge demand. So at least some of the area, please tell that you are good and you really become very good. Okay, when you are changing your next career or when you are looking for next job, it's very important to tell at least one combination. If you know all module is very good, all area if you know is very good, at least one combination you try to know. So in today video I am going to cover the data conversion. Okay, and here data conversion Imagine my legacy system is my ECC. From ECC, I'm doing the greenfield implementation. Okay, greenfield implementation means from ECC, I'm configuring in S4 and moving the data. Okay, I'm moving from ECC to S4 data. So I'm going to do the greenfield implementation here. So today I'll be training how to do the data conversion. How we do the data conversion. This is very highly required in the market. It's very in demand. Okay, this data conversion knowledge is also highly in demand. So data conversion is nothing but extracting the required data from the source system, modifying it, modifying either you can delete also, you can change also, you can whatever you want to do, you have to do the modification to fit into the target system. Okay, so today in today example I'll be training you GL master. Let us see how can you migrate the data of GL master from ECC to S4 HANA, and you have to tell me what are the questions you'll be asking to the business, or how can you migrate the data from ECC to S4 HANA. Okay, so let me open the ECC system. So let's say this is the ECC system, and I'm going to FS00. Just let me, please use your mind. I want your participation. Okay, and I want your logic, because tomorrow if you go in the business, you are the one who has to do. So let's say, let me see what company code is given here. Let me see some company code. Okay, so let's say now this is what you have to migrate from ECC to S4 HANA. Now what comes in your mind when you want to migrate any GL from ECC to S4 HANA? Whatever GL they are using right now, you have to create in S4 HANA. Let us understand that way. So what are the question comes in your mind? What question you're going to ask with the business? Let's say you are the owner of GL master creation and you are conducting workshop with the business. What you will ask the question, and what you are expecting from the business, and what you are going to tell them. So let me give little idea. Maybe you will not understand in the beginning. So first thing, whenever you want to migrate the data from ECC to S4 HANA, first point, generally all the blocked GL, all the deleted GL, we generally don't migrate. Okay, we generally don't migrate. So remove all the blocked. Maybe you have to confirm with the business blocked GL. Okay, mark for deletion. GL you should not migrate. This is the first criteria you have to do. Now, how do you extract the data which are not marked for deletion or which not marked for blocked? How will you start? Let's say first let us go in the SKA1 table, SC16N. If you go in the SKA1 table for this chart of account, which now I just copied, I think chart of account is also same. If I run it here, what is the chart of account for this company code? It is INT. Okay, if you go here in this INT, you can find this many GLs. These many GLs are there. Out of this, how do you identify which GLs are blocked for posting? So see here, there are three here there. Deletion and blocked for posting, blocked for planning. So here three block indicator are there. If anywhere any GL is blocked, you should not take it. Let's see if anywhere anything blocked. How to identify? Right click, go to here. See if anywhere block. See wherever X indicator is there, it means it is blocked. So all these are delete for mark for deletion. So all these GL you should not now move from ECC to S4 HANA. Let's say this is one. Similarly, check here if anything is there. Okay. Here also some are blocked for creation. Likewise, Likewise, you have to filter in the SK1 table. What you have to tell, go to here, block. See here, you have to tell not equal to X. Means whichever GL is not having X indicator, meaning that if X indicator is not there, it means that those are not blocked. Okay, not blocked for creation. Here also you put not equal to, or maybe one is one by one you can put, maybe all three at a time may not be there. So one by one you can put. Reason being, if all three, let's say, if all three in system may check, if this is also tick, this is also tick, this is also tick, then it will consider. Otherwise, it will not consider if either of these or two of this is done. So one by one you can pass, run it. So these many are the GL which are not blocked in any kind, neither mark for deletion, not blocked for planning, not blocked for posting, nothing. So these are the only GL which are allowed to migrate, at least at based on preliminary investigation. Okay, this is the basic filtration criteria, but you have to still ask the business. Okay, so this is the first criteria you have to put. Okay, so here remove, after the removing, how many GLs you are getting here? 1715 GL. So go here, 1715 GL. What logic you have to give to the ABAPer? You have to give like this: pass chart of account, technical name you have to give. See the chart of account where it is. Chart of account, this is the technical name. You can front also, you can see. Go here, listen very carefully. Keto PL, KTOPL. Tell them write like this: SKA1 KTOPL. Okay, it's equal to whatever it is there. Pass this is equal to INT. What was there? Chart of account in our scenario, INT. Tell them pass this chart of account into SKA1 table and all this block indicator not equal to X. Where it went? Not here. Let me come out of this. Block this one, XSPA, XSPA not equal to X. Okay, this is the one, and similarly go all this XSBPEB, or you can put here only slash XSPEB slash XSPEP. XSPEP. Okay, so this is the criteria I have to tell first of all. Then you'll get the list of the GL after passing in the SKA1 table by this criteria, by giving the chart of account and passing that this, if this three field is equal to not X, meaning that if they are not blocked for any kind of posting, then only those GLs you want to migrate. Okay, so you got 1715 GLs. Now listen very carefully, again I'm telling you. Now second thing, you have to bifurcate which are the PNL GL and which are the balance sheet GL out of this total. Out of this total, you have to find out which is the PNL GL and which is the balance sheet GL. Okay, now how will find out the PNL GL and balance sheet GL in SKA1? So here indicator is there. Wherever X indicator is there, it is a balance sheet GL. Whichever there is no X GL indicator, that is the PNL GL. Okay, whichever has X indicator, that is the balance sheet GL. Whichever doesn't have X indicator, that is the PNL GL. You can verify also. See this one, go to FS00. Hit enter. Why it is not coming? Go to FSP0. Maybe it is not created for that company code. Go to FSP0. Go here. Observe it here. So this is your PNLGL. See here, X indicator is not there. So if X indicator is not there, it is PNLGL. How it is showing in ECC? If this is the indicator, okay. So if this is the indicator tick, it is a PNLGL. If this is the indicator tick, it is a balanced gel. So any gel is having this indicator in the SK1 table, you will get this indicator X. So wherever it is X indicator, it is a balanced gel. Wherever it is wherever it is blank, that is the PNLGL. So you have to tell to your ABAPer next logic. Okay. If, what is that field name? You can press F1 and here also you can find out. Press F1, go to here, and this is the field name XBILK. XB, if XBILK is equal to X, then it is balanced GL. Okay. And if it is blank, then it is PNLGL. Why it is required, you'll understand slowly. Okay, now fourth number. Now let's see. I want to only PNLGL. Let's say for first I want to do conversion for the PNLGL. So what I'll do, wherever that indicator is there, come here, balance it. I'll write not equal to X. I'll tell to ABAPer pass not equal to X. Okay. If it is not equal to X, it means that that is my PNLGL. So these are my PNLGL. Okay. So I got 655 as my PNLGL. So PNLGL, let's say PNLGL is equal to 655 and my balance is GL is equal to, this is total GL and this minus this is equal to, this is my balance is GL. Now PNLGL, when you want to migrate from ECC to S4 HANA, in ECC you have just PNL indicator here while creating. Here PNL indicator you have that. But in S4 HANA, when you want to create in S4 HANA, it has two options. If you go here, operating and non-operating option you have. Whenever creating any PNLGL, first GL account type you have to choose, either it is a primary or non-operating. Am I right, Silas? In S4 HANA, PNLGLs have two options, right? Primary and non-operating, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Correct.
Correct, na? Now,
Yes, sir.
how do you, out of this total 655 GLs, how many you will create as a non-operating and how many you will create as a primary? So first you have to understand what is the meaning of primary and what is the meaning of non-operating. If any GL you create as a cost element, you have to select primary. Whatever GL you create as a cost element, that gets saved in the CSKB table and CSKB. So that you have to know first. So in ECC also same table, in S4 HANA also same table. So any GL you created as a cost element, okay, cost element, then it will become, it will go and save in the CSKB table, CSK and CSKB table, CSKB. All this I have already taught you. Any GL you created as a non-operating, sorry, non-cost element, then it will save, it will not save in this one. It will not save in this table. It will not save in this table. Okay. So here in ECC, PNLGL are bifurcated only two. These two name we say cost element or non, both are PNL only. But in S4 same has, this is known as a primary and this is known as a non-operating. Okay. In S4 we say primary and non-operating, but meaning is same. If any GL you want to create as a cost element, you create as a primary. If you don't want to create as a cost element, you create non-operating. Am I right? Correct, na? Hello? Correct,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So anything you create as a here cost element, Here anything if select this one, then here cost element category comes here, right? So this many cost element category comes here. See, this is the one. If any GL you selected as a non-operating, I don't know anything non-operating I have here. If you select as a non-operating here also we have selected non-operating. If you select as a non-operating, then here this option will not come. That cost element cat. This GL will not get saved in the CSKB table, but this GL will get saved in the CSKB table in S4 also. Similarly, in S4 HANA, now you have to identify out of this total table, out of this total PNL GL, how many are created as a cost element, how many are created as a non-cost element. If that is created in S4, if it is created as a cost element, then that GL will be created in S4 HANA is equal to primary, because primary is nothing but cost element in S4. If any GL created as a non-cost element in ECC, that will become as a non-operating GL in S4. Okay, so now you have to pass all this GL in the CSKB table. Now let me extract this one. These are the total GL. Anyway, let me also teach you one thing. In ECC, whoever is not aware, so in ECC, cost element you create from here. Okay, see here one option was there. Let me go to change mode. Why it is not coming editable? Did I have authorization issue? Let me go to FS00. See here. So any GL now, if you want to create as a cost element, then here you are creating. So it is to bring in the new T code, and here you are creating. But now in S4 HANA, this both part they mix in the FS00. That's the reason we say that cost element is also part of the GL master. Earlier this is the separate T code. This is a controlling T code KA01. Now KA01 merged with the FS00. So the cost element comes in the FS00 directly. So any GL created with this cost element category are known as a cost element. Okay, so how do you identify out of this total GLs, out of the total PNL GL, which is a cost element GL, which is non-cost element GL? For that you must know the cost element table. So cost element table is a CSKB. Go here, pass it here in the CSKB table. Okay, give the controlling area. What is the controlling area link with this company code? So go to here quickly. Let me check here only. TKA02. Give the company code GA001. Run it. Controlling area also same. Now go to CSKB table. Give here 0001. And out of those GLs you pass here. Okay, you pass those GLs here. You can give a better, you can filter by cost element category also. Generally, because in CSKB table your secondary GL will also be there, so you can filter by your cost element category. How will filter? The secondary cost element category are this one only. Sorry, primary cost element category is this one, so you can filter by this one. See here, if you want to filter, you can filter that will. So these are the any GL you created as a primary cost element, you must have selected only this. Okay, only this for primary. So here one step you can do the filtration by cost element category also here. If you don't want to give, not a problem, but give the GL. Out of the total GL which you have extracted here, select this one. How many GLs are there? 655 GL. Paste here and run it. So out of this, only 162 GLs are created as a cost element. See here, these are the cost element category. Okay, these are the GL. Now this GL, while creating in S4, you must create as a primary cost element. When you're creating in S4, you must create as a primary cost element. Okay, as a primary. And while selecting the primary cost element, you must select the cost element category here based on what is given in ACC system here. So whatever is there, you select accordingly. But this many GL, 162 GLs became your primary cost element here. So come here, out of 66, how many GL? 162. 162 GL is your primary, remaining all is your non-operating GL. So take this one and go and create as a non-operating GL. Up to now here, is it clear? Is it clear? Hello? Is it clear or not? Yes, no, please reply quickly.
Yes, sir.
Clear na?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, so this is how you have to do the conversion of the GL. Very, very important. If you want to expert in, you should know all these things. Then only you can tell yourself expert. Okay, now this is the done. Basic thing is done. Okay, basic part is done. Now, let us go for balance sheet now. In balance sheet GL, you have 160 GL. Now, any GL created is a balance sheet in ECC. Now, in S4 HANA, it is almost same except the bank GL. In case if you are using the cash account type, if you are not using the per bank cash account type, then if there is balance sheet, here also balance sheet, create under balance sheet, no problem at all, right? Correct na? If there is also balance sheet, here is also balance sheet. Correct na?
Correct, sir. Correct, sir.
Correct. But for bank GL, in case if you plan to create in S4 HANA is a cash account. Now, except the bank GL, all should be created as a balance sheet GL, but only bank GL should be created as a cash account type. Now, question arises out of this total GL, which is there. How do you identify? Let me first go here. And now I'm going to filter equal to blank because equal to X. Equal to X means I want to filter now balance sheet GL. So if this indicator is there, it will bring me only balance sheet GL. So this many balance sheet are GL are there. Now out of this total balance sheet, how do I identify which are the bank GLs only? If business is telling in S4, I don't want to use this cash account type, then no problem. Here also balance sheet. Here also he created a balance sheet. Under the balance sheet, work is done. But if business is telling no, for I want to follow the cash account concept, then it is your responsibility to identify which are the GL in ECC or bank GLs. Because for bank GL you have to create in separate way. Now this you cannot find out easily until business says that for bank GL if they have created any separate group or some logic they have to give or some number they have, you cannot find, you cannot go in the FBZP, maybe sub account you have assigned there in main bank account assigned in the house bank. That won't be the correct way. So you have to connect with the business, you have to tell them, tell me which are the GL used for the bank GLs. Okay, maybe you will tell based on field status group and nothing will work here. You have to ask them only, business only you have to ask. Now tell me which are the GL you have created as a bank GL. And generally if you remember, and all those bank GL we don't create in S4 HANA. Reason being, in S4 HANA, why you are using the cash account type? To minimize the number of the GL. So in ECC there may be 500 GLs created as a bank GL, but in S4 HANA you will hardly create 5-6 GLs only, because in S4 HANA you are using the cash account type just to minimize the GL. So maybe whatever GLs are there in ECC for bank GLs or cash GLs or bank GL especially, you may not migrate them in S4 HANA. Rather than business will give that in S4 HANA, these are the banks GL only they want to create. Okay, so you have to create only those GL, and whatever other bank GLs are there in ECC, those no need to migrate them. Now question arises how to upload the balances. That part you leave as of now, but bank GLs not required to migrate all the GLs, because that is the only funda you are going for cash account type to minimize the GL. Now business will tell you that okay, these are my bank GLs, main bank GLs, okay, in S4 HANA. This is my incoming outgoing 3 4 5 GL they will give, you have to create them separately. So this is part of the data conversion. Is it clear everyone how you have to work in data migration and data conversion? Is it clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Clear now, Uma?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Everyone is clear, right?
Yeah.
Whatever you give them step, they will follow that step. Whatever comes in that step, that they'll pull and push. That's it. Finish. If you tell this is not matching, they will directly tell. They'll verify either your logic is there or not. They'll tell this is what you have told us. Simple. So you have to make sure that you are giving proper logic. They are just helping you. They are not working for you. They are just helping you. Ultimately, you are the responsible with the business. They are not responsible because they are working in the back end. That time sometimes they will complaining also. Functional consultants are getting more salary than us. They are telling. Reason being you are working with the business directly. Okay. So anything goes wrong, business will be catching you. Okay. Then you can cast a buffer or whoever working developer. So this is very, very important knowledge. Okay. You have to know. Not now, not only that, now here while migrating, developer may ask also the fields, which are the important fields, which are the required fields. They may ask. So all this field name also you have to give them because they for this also they'll prepare the FS document. They'll prepare data team will prepare the FS document. Okay. In that field, age many age field name we have given. So this is the logic. See that there is something called data relevancy. So this terminology you have to understand. Relevancy rule. Relevancy rule for every field you have to tell the relevancy rule. Okay, copy. Copy means whatever there in the ECC for that field, you copy same. Okay, copy same. Let's say here copy means see copy cannot be applied for this field. Okay, because here transformation you are doing, but this can be used as a copy. Whatever is there in S4 also same get copy. So this is known as a copy. What is there in ECC same you are putting in S4, that is known as a copy. So for this field you have to write copy as a relevancy rule. But every field you have to tell what they have to do. Then only they will do. It goes 1 month, 2 months documentation process. So this field is a copy. This is known as a copy. Anything from source to target, same to same they have to do. That is known as copy. That is another known as X reference. X reference means, let's say in ECC, GL number is 1000, but when you are creating in S4, it should be created as a 2000 number, unless 1001 number. This is the number. So for that, you have to create one file. You have to create. You have to create the file. Let's say there such kind of um, changes is there in 200-300 GLs. So you have to create one file. This file is known as a reference file. X reference we say or lookup file. So what they will do, this file they will use in the program. They will tell, they will extract the data from ECC. They will check when this GL is coming, instead of this GL, they'll put this GL. Okay, this is known as a X reference file. So you have to tell when you're defining that particular field, you have to tell it is X reference file. So they'll understand, okay, for this user will give us some file that in that file I have to put the logic, I have to do the VLOOKUP. So that is X reference. Constant always, let's say a chart of account they are passing in SK1, that will be fixed. So it is known as a constant. All the time same value. That is known as a constant. Like chart of account here. You are passing in SK1, this one. Chart of account, INT. This is constant. You're passing controlling area in CSKB. This one, this is constant. ECC to S4 HANA. If it is fixed value, they have to pass in any table in the logic. That is known as a constant. You can tell it's a constant value, a default value. Logic means all this transformation. They have to go here, they have to go there, all this. That is